What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I have a good video to share with you guys today. This is Mr. Roach from the Alliance for Retired Americans. He's going to be talking a little bit about the Social Security 2100 Act, what needs to happen when it comes to Social Security reform. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, if you're not getting notifications, let me know in the comments below. And also follow me on Twitter at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so I'm going to show you this video. This is from the House Ways and Means Committee. This is a subcommittee on Social Security. They're talking about identity theft. However, he goes in to talk a little bit more about Social Security and the Social Security 2100 Act. Here we go.
Good afternoon. I'm Robert Roach, President of the Alliance for Retired Americans. I'd like to thank Subcommittee Chairman Ferguson and Ranking Member Larson, my good friend, and members of the...
So he said, my good friend, Representative Larson. Representative Larson authors the Social Security 2100 Act.
This committee for this opportunity to testify and participate in this hearing. Founded in 2001, the Alliance is a grassroots organization with 4.1 million members in 38 states, working to strengthen retirement security for all. Nearly 66 million Americans, one out of every 5 households, rely on Social Security's lifetime guaranteed benefits. These benefits are essential to all who rely on them, including seniors, people with disabilities, and their families of deceased workers. All Americans are rightly concerned about identity theft. Last week, as part of our Older American Month celebration, the Alliance held a retiree town hall with the Social Security Administration Commissioner. During that event, she specifically addressed the issues of fraud and identity theft and the efforts SSA is making to combat them. We applaud SSA's efforts to increase public awareness of fraud and identity theft. If the already short-staffed Social Security Administration was forced to cut the budget by 22%, as prescribed in House Bill 2811, the agency's work to protect Americans from identity theft would be hampered. In fact, the drastic funding cuts in the bill would dramatically reduce the services beneficiaries depend on. Less staff and fewer field officers will mean much longer waits for people who need information about their Social Security and Medicare benefits. People applying for Social Security and disability benefits will have to wait 2 months longer than they do now. Instead of shrinking the Social Security Administration's budget, Congress needs to strengthen the program, including providing adequate funding to administrate it. Administrative expenses come from the Social Security Trust Fund paid for by workers and employers. The Social Security Administrator's funding must be predictable year over year, especially at a time when 10,000 Americans turn 65 each year. Another way to strengthen...
Do you guys see anything wrong with this picture here? You have this Representative Moore. He's on his phone, and I just think that is really disrespectful. You have someone there speaking, an expert, talking about identity theft and talking about why Social Security needs to be reformed, and this person is on their phone. This person represents the American people. Their job, their sole job at this point, is to find out the best path forward when it comes to Social Security, the best path forward when it comes to protecting people from identity theft with people who are receiving Social Security. And he is on his phone. I understand these are important people. You might have a call that you need to take, or you might have a text that you need to send out, but you can step away and do that. You don't have to sit in front of someone that's trying to speak to you and just not even listen to what they're having to say because you're on your phone. I find that very, very disrespectful.
Social Security is by passing legislation such as the Ranking Members Larson's soon to be reintroduced Social Security 2100 Act. Among the most critical items, increases Social Security benefits, extends solvency of the Social Security Trust Fund, and repeals the windfall elimination provision and the government provision offset. The practical way to strengthen Social Security is by lifting the cap on Social Security payroll taxes above the current $160,200. Require the wealthy of us to pay their fair share.
You hear that a lot. You hear a lot of the different lawmakers, and you hear some experts that want to, they're looking to reform Social Security, or at least provide a way to reform Social Security saying we need to lift the cap. 160,200, that's where the cap is. Anyone making more than that they don't have to continue to pay into the payroll tax. It stops right there. So it's just your first 160,200. Anything after that, you get I won't say a free ride, but you don't have to pay into that. So what they want to do, you have two plans out there right now, two popular plans. Senator Bernie Sanders' plan, and with Senator Bernie Sanders' plan, he wants people who are making $250,000 or more to have to start paying back into the payroll tax. With Representative Larson's plan, the Social Security 2100, people making $400,000 or more will have to start paying into the payroll tax again. So that's what he's talking about when he's talking about raising the cap. Both plans want to raise the cap, but there's some other plans that we'll hear about in the future. We'll have to see if they have that same provision.
Into the system. This is much more about the numbers and how we pay for something. This is about people. Firsthand, I have seen people standing in line, senior citizens at my supermarket and other supermarkets who are leaving food at the cashier because they're unable to pay for food that they normally and customary buy. Coming from Pentagon City, where we spent $800 billion a year to protect the nation from foreign adversaries. Less than a mile away, people are making decisions whether to buy food or medicine on a daily basis. In the world's most powerful, richest country in the world, this is just unacceptable. This is now a family issue because now, and everybody has a story. This is a family issue because as people grow older, and because of the dwindling income that they have, because the decimation of pension plans, and Social Security has not kept pace with inflation, everybody has a story about how they're taking care of parents and grandparents. Some of us have resources and others don't. At this committee in 2019, you heard the story of Katrina Brown, who was on her way to being a doctor, full scholarship to Ivy League colleges. And because her mother got sick, all that got put aside. Those are a few examples that underline our country's desperate need to expand Social Security benefits. Social Security importance cannot be overstated because of the decline in traditional pension plans, decades of stagnant wages that have made it harder for individuals to save for retirement. It is sapping our human resources because the youth are now taking care of grandma and grandpa. The U.S. Labor Department representatives for pensions and retirement say that almost 2/3 of beneficiaries receive 50% or more of the total income from monthly Social Security checks. And 1/3 of elderly beneficiaries count on Social Security to provide 90% or more of their income. Moreover, Social Security benefits are insufficient, evidenced by the average monthly Social Security benefit for a retired worker, which is a modest $1,833 a month. Our members are frustrated. And instead of acting, we want common sense changes enacted, and we want it done on a bipartisan basis. This is not a white problem. This is not a black problem. This is not a Hispanic problem or Asian problem. This is an American problem. And we anticipate, we hope, that the United Congress will pass a bill, 2100 Act or something similar, and work together to fix this problem for all Americans and all their families. We are in desperate times, and we put our faith and our hope in the good people that we send to Congress to help us fix our problems. These proposals...
Mr. Roach, thank you for your testimony. Your time has expired.
Okay, so at the end there, Mr. Roach got cut off because he went over his time. He had 5 minutes to speak, but he said a lot of interesting things there. He does support the Social Security 2100 Act, or he said something similar to that. And like I stated in previous videos, I think the Social Security 2100 Act will be the template. I think lawmakers will look at that as a template and they'll take different bits and pieces from that proposal. However, it's still a proposal right now. It hasn't gone anywhere. It was introduced into this subcommittee, but it would need to, basically it would need to pass the House. It's going to be very difficult to get something to pass the House that increases Social Security benefits, but there's still a possibility. So it would have to pass the House, and then it would have to pass the Senate, and then have the president sign off on it. So it would have a long way to go. But if enough pressure is put on these lawmakers, they might start really looking into this and saying, okay, we need to reform Social Security anyway. So that's going to happen regardless if there's an increase or not. Social Security needs to be reformed. So we know that that's going to be a part of something. And so if we know now that Social Security needs to be reformed, we know that they're going to have some type of proposal. Why not have an increase in that proposal? And so that's why I'm bringing up these different plans that have an increase in their proposal. So we'll have to follow this story and see where it goes. I just wanted to show you guys there's more support for the Social Security 2100 Act. And as we find out more politicians that are in favor of the Social Security 2100 Act and more activists and more organizations that are in favor of Social Security 2100 Act, I'll be sure to let you guys know. If you have any questions, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.